Okay, good morning, everyone. So today is a big day. It's the CPI report finally has come. Okay, so far we're playing the correct side here, and pretty much it looks pretty good based on what I see here. So SPX futures currently 44.50. We were slightly above the 52-week high, is at 44.56, around that area or so. So definitely that is a positive thing for now, that we're pretty much trading towards the 52-week high, because when that number hit, pretty much SPX went below 4,400 at that point. Um, since we hit the 52-week high. So if depending on the outcome of the CPI event, if it's bullish, we can start to move. If it comes within expectations, I pretty much think that we're going to hold a higher levels, and we're probably going to see the option premiums drop in value here. Okay. So if we do come in lower, however, market is expected to move substantially towards upside. We're only 20 points away from the money, and our calls are above 50%. So that's nice to see here. Okay. So a couple of things here as well. We also got the Bank of Canada announcement happening today. So they have an interest rate announcement there. CPI is going to have a greater impact than the overall Bank of Canada announcement. But it's good to know that two things are going to be happening, together. There's also a 10-year bond auction as well that is happening, and we have the consumer sentiment later here. Friday is also very important. Besides the consumer sentiment report, we also have major bank earnings. Okay, so JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citibank, they're all reporting earnings on Friday. So keep an eye on that. Okay, if they're good, we can definitely see a rotation happen into the financial space, which will definitely start to move SPX here. Okay. Knowing what the banks are doing is very key in ensuring stabilization in this market for now. Okay. So stocks that had news overnight, Tesla got an upgrade. You guys got your email reports. Earnings are happening next week, so keep an eye out for that. It's going to be tough playing Tesla with earnings on the horizon here. So we're going to be watching out for that. Okay. If CPI is bullish, this stock is ready to go, guys. I could probably see close to 280, very possible. So keep an eye on that. I know it seems a little far out, but considering the fact that CPI, depending on the overall outcome, this stock can definitely move into the earnings. Okay. And Nvidia also negotiating IPO with ARM. So want to see if there's strength in this. From what I know is that they try to acquire it, but they weren't unable to. So now they're being they're assisting with the IPO, and pretty much that is kind of bullish, because they're going to acquire some of the company through the open market, but not be able to acquire it as a whole. And usually when you're involved in IPO, you get early investment opportunities, right? So that strategic thing that they've been really trying to get with ARM has been very tough. So this is actually a lot better situation than what was happening before. Okay, so keep an eye out for that. Also, Microsoft has news as well with their Activision purchase. It looks like it's going to be going through as well. Okay. So we're going to be taking an eye on that too. There may be some news with a merger on Broadcom, so AVGO, waiting for that, see if there's anything going on with that stock there. Okay, but those are the key stocks you really want to watch today. So SPX gamma levels right now, we're above 4440, 4450, 4460, and 4480, also significant levels towards the upside. If we remain above 4450, market is definitely going to be trailing towards the upside, and we may see an opportunity to see 4500 today, because if you look at the SPX premiums here, you can see that the 4500 call is around $2. Okay, so very expensive premiums on the upside. So the market is being bullish. Okay. Now, one thing that we did yesterday that a lot of people ask me, hey, how do you know when the pop's going to happen right away, right? Pretty much, we study the weekly ranges. I have a variety set of tools, but yesterday we seen our weekly 4460 call, move up in premium, and 4460 call that's very close to the 52-week high, which was one of our top ranges, right? So 4460 poses as a very tough level to break, but if we do gap through that level, they're going to jack the premiums and you're going to see a nice move up towards upside. I would want to see what the core CPI is and also the month to month to really get an idea if it's a good opportunity to move forward with that or not. Okay, so we're going to be watching that and considering that. I'm looking at SPX futures right now. It's really holding 4450 with strength here, so that's pretty much good to see here. I'm also holding Amazon, as you guys know. So Amazon Prime Day news. This stock can definitely, if it gaps through 130, possible to see 133, 135. So want to see if that breaks out today, because if so, then our Amazon 130 calls that we bought for a couple of cents can be worth $3, which is pretty much 3 to 4x on that play, and it's good for small accounts as well. Okay, so manage your guys' SPX trades. It's very possible 4470 call can go to 30, but I do recommend that you guys take profits because it's SPX is harder to play, especially when you got close to 52-week highs. So we're entering new boundaries from what I'm seeing here. Okay, so the SPX, the CPI report is going to be released in around 17 to 18 minutes from where we are right now. So I won't be able to give the stock levels just yet because we want to see how the overpriced premiums work once the announcement is made. Okay, so if we remain above 4460, those premiums are all going to go. Okay, but other than that, nothing else to really say here. Just looking at the market for now. But if we do rip on CPI, I'm definitely looking at adding some Tesla calls, probably around 275 to 280. Meta calls might be a little bit of a stretch, but you want to look at Meta and see if it could get to 305 today. Okay, so that is one thing that we're going to be looking at, 305. And 309 is possible. If you guys remember the assessment I've been giving during the beginning of the week, I mentioned that it's very possible we can see Meta to go to 310. At 310, I would pretty much want to short this. Not really short it, but I would want to take a sell and watch it for a shorting opportunity at that specific point there. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that. If CPI is bearish, I would pretty much want to short LRCX. Okay, so I'm going to be looking at that as well. It will suck if CPI is bearish, but we definitely want to be able to know where we can transition and so forth as well. And Snow would be another candidate to play towards the downside if the CPI is bearish. But for now, let's see what happens because in normal circumstances, if we get what's expected, pretty much we're going to be flat. And pretty much there may be a lot of selling opportunities because we're near the 52-week high. But if their CPI is bullish and we have a surprise, then we can see that go. Now, I'm more inclined to see that we may move towards the upside because the way I'm seeing the weekly premiums move here is quite staggering in my opinion, right? Like the 4460 calls, they jumped literally 3-4 points. Right, so they gained almost 30% before I even see the move happen. Right, so that was a big thing, and that's pretty much what made me get the calls near the end of close. So we're looking out for that. All right, guys. So that's all I got for now. Hope you guys enjoy the call. Not much else to say, but let's wait for the report, and I'll keep you guys up to date. Let's get that money, and I'll see you guys in the chat.